Okay, I'm live. I don't know if I put that live chat up. I hope I did. I know last time I did. I kind of forget about that live chat option. So yesterday I did a long video and talked about all these supplements that I'm taking, and two were new. Um, One was the Corella, and the other one was the Cocurkin, which is, oh, here it is. And then what else did I do different? I had kimchi yesterday, and then I had a little bit of this organic cold pressed Uber greens. I think I got that at Costco. Um, Trying to think of anything else I did different yesterday, and not the not onions, the garlic. I did a garlic neti pot. So I took two cloves of garlic instead of one. I have a strainer, I have a sieve. It's only about that big. And just boiled the water, cut up two garlic cloves instead of one. I did two. I should have done one. Don't do two. Don't do what I did. Don't do that. And had a little mason jar, little tiny little mason jar. No, I actually put it directly into the neti pot. Actually put the warm water directly into the neti pot, but I let the water cool because it was boiling. And I didn't want to have boiling water in my neti pot. I didn't want it to break. So I let the water cool, and then I poured that over the two cloves that I chopped up and let the water sit in the pan that was boiling. I let the water sit for a good 30 minutes. And by the time, and then it was lukewarm, and then just let it sit in the neti pot for I don't know how long, another hour. I don't know how long. And I did one nose and it burned. It burned. I was like, that's too much garlic. Um, Now I haven't done the neti pot. Yesterday was the first day I did the neti pot in probably about a week. Probably about a week. And then I went back and got more water and poured it over the because I needed to do the other nostril. And it was probably within 2 hours. I was about an hour or two after that. I wasn't feeling too good yesterday. I took this stuff in the afternoon. I think around. I think I took the Cocursin around 12. It could have been around 2 or 3 because I wanted to eat with it. And I didn't feel good yesterday. I had kimchi yesterday, and I haven't had kimchi in a long time, and I forgot. I forgot. Korean food often has MSG in it, and I'm very sensitive to ingredients in processed food. And MSG is added as a flavor enhancer, but I'm extremely, extremely sensitive to additives. So I don't like going out to fast food because it doesn't make me feel too good. And yesterday afternoon, I had a classic, what I call an MSG headache, and it could have been a sinus headache. And it was pretty like an hour or two after I took this Cocursin. No, I took one. And after I did the neti pot with the garlic in it, and I added the salt too, and then in addition to the salt, I put the colloidal silver, just a few drops in the water, but it was you know, garlic water. So after I did that, I felt worse. I mean, it was like, here we got kimchi. It doesn't say there's MSG in it, but there could be hidden MSG in it. It could be because food labels companies like to lie. They like to hide their ingredients because people are getting smart about the ingredients in food, like mono and diglycerides. It's another key word for trans fats. You don't want something that says mono and diglycerides. You don't want it. I learned that back in 2012. I was like, oh, that's another hidden fat. It's not a good fat either. And it's in a lot of food. So I don't know if the kimchi that I had yesterday, and I didn't have a lot at all, but it could have had MSG in it. And I thought, well, what about the sodium content? And the sodium content's not that high because I didn't have that much. It was like the sodium content might have been 110 milligrams or 120 or 90 milligrams per serving, not a lot. And I thought, well, CoQuercin, I looked up CoQuercin and it said it could cause headaches in some people. And I thought, well, maybe it was that. Maybe it was the kimchi that I had. Maybe the kimchi has MSG in it. And maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was the garlic neti pot that I had. And I was not feeling good yesterday at all. It was like by 6 p.m. I was like, oh no, this is not good. It was a really bad headache, really bad. And I just cleaned up a little bit, not too much. There was a lot of papers on my kitchen counter, and I have a very small kitchen. And I had some gluten-free noodles last night with spaghetti sauce, and I wanted to take an ibuprofen yesterday and I didn't. I really wanted to take an ibuprofen. Not because of this pain, but because of my period. And I thought, don't take the ibuprofen. You don't know. I said, your headache, my headache was worse than any other pain that I had. The headache was worse. And it was all right here. And I laid down in bed probably about 7 p.m. and watched something on Netflix and went to bed probably about 9 or 10 o'clock at night. I'm finding that it's hard to stay awake after 9:30. I am falling asleep in bed. And woke up at 5:30 this morning, and you can't tell, but I can. I have makeup on now, but I woke up extremely inflamed. My face was so puffy. It was in my eyes. My eyelids were puffy. It looked like somebody had just given me a shot of salt because salt retain the water. And I thought, oh my God, what the hell happened? There was something that I did yesterday that made me retain more water. And I can't tell you if it was the CoQuercin or the MSG or the garlic neti pot thing that I did. I don't know. I'm not doing a garlic neti pot today. I already irrigated my nose this morning, and I did it with the salt and the colloidal silver. And I did that this morning, and it burned a little bit, but not like yesterday. Not like yesterday. I will not do 2 cloves again. I will not. So I'm done with the whole irrigating my nose today. I'm done with that. I got water here with lemon and a little bit of Himalayan sea salt. And I notice that if I don't put something in the water, I don't drink water. So I got to put either lemon in it or put a little ginger in it, something. I make a homemade tea. I used to do it a lot when my mom was alive. My mom's caretaker, Martha, taught me how to make this homemade tea. And um, you could put in 24 ounces of water or 32 ounces of water, just as long as you drink it up and don't let it sit because it'll mold. But it's water, and then you cut up some lemons, like maybe 2 lemons, cut them up. You boil the water and you get ginger. You get the ginger, you cut it up, put it in the boiling water, and then you cut up some garlic. Cut up some garlic and put that in the boiling water. Maybe 3 cloves of garlic and two lemons, and maybe that much ginger for like 24 or 32 ounces of water. And you just let it boil. And you want to squeeze all the juice from the lemon into the water. And you let it boil for, I don't know how long, 15, 20 minutes. I don't know how long. I don't remember. And then you get a sieve and you strain it all out because you don't want the pieces of the little tiny pieces of the garlic in your water. You just want the water that has the garlic juice, and you don't want the pieces, you don't want the seeds of the lemon. You just want the juice, you want the stuff, you want the good stuff mixed in with the water. And I used to make this homemade lemon, ginger, garlic tea because Martha, my mom's caretaker, taught me how to make that. And she's like, Sandra, I make homemade tea for your mom all the time. And I'm like, you do? You make homemade tea? And she's like, yeah. I said, show me how to make this homemade tea. And that was back in like 2016, 2017-ish. And I was making that pretty regularly. But the key is you can't let it sit. You can't let it sit. You have to put it in a big, huge thing and put it in the fridge and then drink it that way. You could have it, you want to heat it up, you can, or you could drink it cold. But you can't let it like sit out because it'll get moldy and everything. And I forgot about it. And I was working at the time out of the home. Even though I was caretaking for my mom, I wasn't just a caretaker. I had a real job. And I would just often forget about it. I was like, oh crap, can't let it sit out. You can't. So that's probably what I'm going to do today is make some homemade tea. So I'm going to go to the store and get some lemons. I have no lemons here. I have a few frozen lemons in the freezer, but those will be gone. Those few, they're cut up like this. They're in the freezer and they'll be gone probably in 2 or 3 days. So, and I don't know if I have any ginger in there. I don't know. I have to look. I know I have enough garlic. I know I have garlic. I know that. And just make a whole batch of maybe I'm going to say like 32 ounces. Yesterday was a good day with water because I drank, oh God, probably 50 ounces of water. I don't know how many ounces of water. I don't really know. All I know is I kept on going to the bathroom. That's the thing. If I am going to the bathroom every hour or every hour and a half, I know that I am staying hydrated. If there is a period of, say, 4 hours where I'm going to the bathroom at 6 a.m. and then I'm not going again until 10 o'clock in the morning, I know I'm probably not drinking enough. So I wish I could pinpoint what it was that not only gave me a headache, but puffed up my face. It was so bad this morning. It was so bad. The puffiness was so bad. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not eating too many carbohydrates. I'm not eating like the standard American diet. And the thing is, I'm not counting how many carbohydrates I'm eating. I'm not counting them because I never thought I used to when I was doing keto, I used to count my carbohydrates. I used to count my carbohydrates and my fat. That's pretty much all I really counted. And then I was like, this is ridiculous. You know what you need to do. I just told myself, you know what you need to do. Just stay away from the white carbs, stay away from those bread, chips, corn, and corn's GMO, and eat green carbs. And as long as I eat carbs that are green, I won't have to count carbs at all. I won't have to count them at all. And now I'm thinking, just for a week or two, I'm going to count my fat and carbs just for a week or two. And I'm going to have to kind of do what I did in 2018. I'm going to have to be hard on myself and say no to those things that I really want. I really want chips. I really want gluten-free crackers. I really crave the crunchiness. And unfortunately, those things are high in carbohydrates. And one of the things that I have over there that's on the stove is a can of sardines. So I'm going to have a can of sardines later today because it's not only full in fat, it has protein. And the fat will help me because I don't need more carbs. I really don't need like 100 grams or 150 grams of carbs. I don't need it. I don't need that. And I probably should have been counting my carbs for the last month. Especially that month that I went no oil, no fish. I was eating carbs like crazy. I was like, well, okay. I went crazy on the noodles, the gluten-free noodles, and now it's like, no. I will allow myself 1 day a week. That's it. I will allow myself 1 day a week to have gluten-free noodles, and that day will be Saturday. That's it. I almost went out to the store yesterday afternoon around 3 or 4. And I said, go get some gluten-free noodles. Go get some keto gluten-free noodles. The problem is a lot of things that are keto are not gluten-free. If you want noodles that are keto, like low carb, doesn't mean they're gluten-free. So I thought, no, I felt like shit yesterday. It was horrible. So I said, no, you're not going to go out today and get, I said, I still have gluten-free noodles in there. They're not low carb. They're gluten-free, but they're not low carb. And I hope that I can find out what it is because I'm not going to have any kimchi today. I'm not. I actually don't want to take more of this CoQuercin because it does say it could cause a headache. I can deal with period pain. Headaches. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. It's one of those things. Headaches and me don't go together. So water, homemade tea with lemon, ginger, and garlic, and strain it all. And if I make that by noon, 32 ounces, I should be able to finish all of the 32 ounces by like 6 o'clock at night if I make that stuff by noon. I really don't think it was this that was, because I've had this before. I've had this Suja Uber Greens before, and it didn't really do anything to me. So if I do take a CoQuercin, I don't want to do it today, but let's say Friday or Saturday next week. Let's say Friday, because I don't really want to take it on a weekend and ruin my weekend. Like, oh God. So let's say I take it on a Friday morning. No kimchi. If I get a headache, then I might be thinking it's the CoQuersin. And I got it specifically for sinus. I got it for the whole sinus issues and the polyps. And and then the other thing is the nose, the kimchi, the sauce. I took the sauce and I diluted it in a little bit of water, and I got a Q-tip and I put the sauce up my nose and everything. And I was like, maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was the cayenne pepper or the red pepper. I guess it's cayenne pepper that is in the kimchi sauce. And I thought, well, maybe that is what gave me a headache. Duh. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. So I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to do one thing different. I'm going to do one thing different on one day. It's not going to be a day. I'm not going to have kimchi that day. And I'm going to take this stuff and I want to see if it's this stuff giving me a headache. Now, the puffiness, I don't know. Who knows? I have no idea where it is. There's some certain days I will notice that I get my eyes are puffy and my skin is puffy more so than other days. So maybe it has something to do with my hormones and my cycle. And it just so happens that I chose to eat kimchi and take this supplement on the same day. And maybe perimenopause has something to do with that, because perimenopause, your hormones are kind of going blah, 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 blah. And I can't wait. I'm telling you, I can't wait. I can't wait till this perimenopause is done, like this zone that I'm in. And I don't know how long it's going to last. That's the problem. I'm reading that it could take 4 years. I'm reading sometimes people are in perimenopause 10 or 12 years. And I'm just like, no. 10 or 12 years. No. So we'll see how I do with that. I looked pretty good in 2019, and my inflammation markers were down. I didn't have a lot of inflammation in my gut. I didn't have a lot of inflammation in my face. And I'm sure you would be able to go back to 2019 on YouTube and see what I looked like back then. I'm sure I was doing videos back then. So, okay. I got to go. I just heard something at the door. I don't know what it was, but I got to check out and see what it was. Have a good day, and I'll talk to you later.